Welcome back to Be Productive. I am so excited about this next segment because we're talking about value. And what we mean by this is one of the best ways that we can ensure an exceptional customer journey is by making sure that we are listening to our customers and that we are really delivering value to them. So I'm bringing back my friend Greg Schaefer, and he is a information security specialist. And you may think, why are we talking this in productivity? But again, we're going to talk about uniqueness and really understanding when you have someone who is an expert, how you can really identify the unique services and values that you can bring to your people. So, Greg, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Clara. Happy to be back.
Yes. So, you're in cybersecurity, and your company that really delivers again this high level of defining the information that companies have and then also developing systems and tools to help them protect them. What are some of the systems that oftentimes organizations overlook when they're developing the systems to keep themselves protected and safe?
I think it's important to understand when we talk about vCISO services and the systems and the processes that they help protect is to first take a step back and understand what a quality virtual CISO service looks like. And the reason why I mentioned this is that there's a lot of options out there. So it's important to vet. You're basically wanting to get the experience of someone who has done that sort of executive information security risk management before. You're paying for experience and for skill set. And sometimes there can be services where you don't have that. So we talk about unique services that virtual CISOs can offer. A lot of that ties into what their skill set is. Now, a lot of small and mid-sized businesses, they'll first reach out to a virtual CISO type service because they realize that they need to be compliant with some various regulation. And I think what the businesses overlook at that point in time is the opportunity to actually build their program. It's great to become compliant, whether it be for a SOC 2 audit, for example, or a HIPAA high trust audit in healthcare, those sorts of things. There's nothing wrong with that. You need that for your business, but use that opportunity as a launching point for growing your information security program. Start with building that holistic information security program. When you have that, compliance will naturally follow. Sometimes there's this perception that virtual CISO services is only for compliance. Now, another misperception in that is that sometimes people think that virtual CISO services is only for being an IT issue. And that's false because information security goes far beyond technology. It's about risk management. Now, a good virtual CISO will help with not only managing your information security risk, but also with integrating that into your risk program. And if you're a small business that doesn't have an enterprise risk management program, ERM, then the information security risk management can help be a jumping point for that.
Yeah. And one of the things I love so much about what you do and what you provide through your services is making sure that everything is tailored to the companies that you work with, because everybody is unique and has different needs. So, what are some of the things that you do and your company does specifically to deliver that value by tailoring, to the specific needs of the companies that you work with?
One thing we can't do is be a one size fits all. As you mentioned, every business is unique. And what we try to do first and foremost is to understand the organization's culture. And this varies not only from business to business and industry to industry, but also to size and stage of the business. If you have a small, mid-sized business with, say, 50 people that's been established for 5, 6, 7 years, they're going to have different needs than a startup that maybe has the same number of employees. So employee number isn't exactly the correct metric in these senses. And the reason why you have to understand the culture is because there are things that you need to be able to understand what to use a word, to ignore with regards to information security. And I don't mean ignore on a perpetual basis, but rather put off from a risk perspective. Different organizations based on their culture have different risk tolerances. And so
Mhm.
by understanding that, We don't want to propose something to a business that doesn't fit their culture because then it won't get implemented. We can't implement some of the changes. We're consultants and we can only advise, but we want to see success. We want you to be successful. And from our responsibility, our perspective, it starts with integrating with the business culture.
Yeah, definitely. Can you provide maybe of an example of something that you worked with in some of the systems that you helped people create?
Well, in addition to the culture, we try very much to mentor the organization. And sometimes what that is that we'll have a primary contact who's in information technology, who doesn't really have much information security experience beyond some of the IT related stuff, configuring firewalls and endpoint detection and response systems, those sorts of things. Information security, as I noted before, goes way beyond the IT aspect. It really is risk management. And sometimes that's a very difficult concept to get because risk management isn't like IT, which is either yes or no. It's binary by definition, on or off. Risk management is a lot more subjective about understanding the probabilities of something happening. And honestly, folks in IT, and I can say this because I was one of these and I had to go through the process of learning about risk management many years ago. It's difficult concept. It's a difficult concept to grasp at first because you want the answers right there. So we offer also mentoring solutions, not only during the course of doing the virtual CISO engagement, but we also offer it outside of the virtual CISO engagement. So for example, if there's an organization that wants to build their security program in-house and they've already identified a resource for that, they don't necessarily need our virtual CISO services, but they need someone to guide the resource internal as to how to do that. So we'll help them with mapping frameworks or performing risk assessments, determining risk mitigation strategies. Because again, like I said, an effective information security program is all about risk management. And if we can help mentor folks to do that correctly, then we're helping to solve the problem in another way.
Yeah. And again, you mentioned, we can't be one size fits all. And it's really even simple. It starts at the very first interaction. And if I remember correctly, companies, leaders, they can go to your website and book a free conversation with you to even just start the process, to really, give you a chance to ask them questions and learn about them and what their goals are. So tell us a little bit about how they can make that happen.
Absolutely, and appreciate the opportunity because that's part of the mentoring process. Even like a 15-minute conversation, be happy if you have a question like, what does a virtual CISO do? I've heard that term, or what should I look for? I'm happy to do that. You can go to our website at vcisoservices.com and there'll be a button on the front page. It's also on the contact us page that just basically says book an appointment. So it's pretty self-explanatory. And that'll give you a 15-minute block that we can talk about things with regards to information security and hopefully answer your questions. And happy to do that.
Beautiful. Well, Greg, thank you so much for being here today. And for all of you that are following, make sure one, that you have gone through the process of identifying and also protecting your information, but take a lesson from what Greg was talking about. Be a mentor for your people as well. We are here to build long-time business relationships. And one of the ways you're going to do that is not by selling, but by consulting, mentoring, and guiding your people to success as well. So stay tuned. We'll be right back for more Be Productive.